I'm about to go grocery shopping, so I'm just going to take stock of what I have before I go. Now for the fridge and freezer. Okay, do other people have this problem where you always have like little bits of bread and you start the new loaf before finishing? Yeah, look, I've got all these end pieces, and I actually like the end pieces, so I don't know why. Although that one's so small that it doesn't fit in the toaster, so that one's probably trash. That's an empty bag. Also an empty bag. Okay, so that's mine. That one's one of my housemates. And then these are the two end pieces that I will force myself to eat tomorrow morning. Navigating a shared fridge is a new and interesting experience. On the one hand, I'm having to learn to let go of control because it's not my place to control the fridge. And on the other hand, it's really quite freeing to just be responsible for my own shelf or my own little nooks and crannies in the fridge and the freezer. We're pretty good at sharing our space. But yeah, I'm not responsible for everyone around me. And mostly it's just freeing. But also sometimes I have that little niggle to be mum and clean up after everyone. But I've been very lucky with my housemates. We're very good at cleaning up our own stuff, pitching in and helping each other clean up too. I have a lot of greens in the fridge, leftover from last week and the week before actually. This broccoli has been going strong for several weeks now and it's still fine. So just checking to see if I need more berries, and yes I do. Okay, this is just my notes app on my phone where I just do a weekly grocery list, obviously. I don't know, I like to save them and look back. And this is a very, very cute cat. I mentioned in my last video that our living conditions where I was previously living whilst we were building our own home were very rough. We didn't have running water, so we had to haul our water up onto the block. So I'm just really enjoying having a bathroom, running water. It's a real luxury. Don't know if you knew that, but it's awesome. Yes, I'm putting a night cream on during the day. I have very sensitive skin. I have rosacea and acne and eczema. Just lucky like that. For many years, I haven't worn makeup. I don't know, as I'm trying to rediscover who I am as a single person for the first time as an adult, I I'm just giving lipstick a go again. By the end of my 20+ year relationship, I had really begun to feel like my femininity, who I am as a woman, had entirely been defined by my ex-partner. Often he would make comments like, "What kind of woman are you?" always as an insult, because I wasn't being the kind of nurturer or caregiver to him that he felt I should be. And so I'd started to shy away from it because I really thought, well, I don't know, like I was never a little girl who grew up a doll person. I wasn't, I loved animals, like stuffed animals and real animals. That's what I loved as a kid. So I don't know, I don't think I've ever lived up to this rigid traditional view of what a woman should be like. So I guess I'm trying to rediscover that too. I think I shied away from pink and makeup, and I just felt like a failure as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. And yeah, I guess I just stopped doing those things. So I'm gently exploring the colour pink and more purples, and I used to wear a lot of greens, and I still do. Green, I think I look good in green. Like, green is one of my favourite colours. In terms of colour theory, I'm a deep autumns, but there are pinks that look good on me too. Not so much that very unflattering jumper that you saw last week. But when I bought it, I knew it wasn't my colour. I just wanted to buy something completely different. Something that I wouldn't have previously bought. I just wanted this line in the sand of a new me. And if a $10 jumper could do that for me, then awesome. This is my grocery haul for this week. I went a little bit over budget. So I spent $126.17. My weekly budget is $100 a week, obviously, because it's weekly, so that would be a week. Okay, don't worry, let's just move on. Okay, so what did I get? I got a kilo of lemons. They were reduced to $3.72 for a kilo. Yes, we have a lemon tree, but the lemons, most of them aren't ripe yet. So I needed some lemons for this week. Mandarin oranges, they were $3.50 a kilo, which is a good price. Bananas were $4.50 a kilo, which is a very good price. So I got 2 weeks worth of bananas. Zucchini, yes, I didn't need any greens, but these were $3.90 a kilo, which is a good price for zucchini. 2 liters of soy milk, those are $4.50 each. Cocoa powder, which was $7.30. I got some chives. That is for a recipe that I'm going to make, along with the salmon and the eggs. So the chives were $5.80. The vanilla extract was $6 on special. The salmon was $5.50 for that big can. The tahini was $5. So I make a sauce out of tahini and lemon to go with my greens. So that will be very tasty. So also that'll last longer than a week as well. I got frozen mixed berries for $5.70. The eggs were $6.60 for a dozen. The lamb mince was $10. And my bread for my toast in the morning, $8.90. Yes, it's very expensive bread. It's high in protein, high in fiber. It's sourdough. It's got good ingredients. It fills me up for most of the day. And that will last me over a week. So yeah, it's just the bread I get. I do like the sourdough from Aldi, but I didn't go to Aldi today. But yeah, so that's my usual bread. We do a rotation. I think I mentioned earlier in this video that we do a rotation for the rice. We just take it in turns to buy a 5-kilo bag of rice. Same with toilet paper, and it was my turn this time. So that was $11 for 20 rolls of toilet paper. And then the olive oil wasn't out of olive oil, but this was on special for $20 for 1 liter of olive oil. I switch between 2 different brands. They have at Coles and Woolworths of olive oil. I have read that extra virgin olive oil is often doctored with lesser oils, and sometimes it's rancid. So there was an independent body that tested olive oil in Australia a few years back, and Red Island and another brand that I buy, depending on which one is on special, they both came out as they are actually extra virgin olive oil. So that's why I buy that one, but I wait till it's on special. So I think that is everything. So yes, I went over this week, but it was definitely the olive oil and the toilet paper that knocked it above. So I wonder, if you are a woman and you're watching this, do you feel like other people have defined who you are as a woman in childhood, as an adult, moving through the different life stages? I guess I'm in perimenopause too, so like things are changing on the daily. I know that my estrogen levels are dropping. And what does that mean? Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Are you on a low budget? Do you think $100 is not really a low budget for one person? I'm starting to wonder. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.